Hey everybody, it's Nikki here with Delicate Tension Tarot. This is going to be a reading for the sign of Gemini today, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or if you just have a lot of strong Gemini placements in your chart. Keep in mind, this is a general collective energy. If you want something more tailored and specific to you, you can always book with me at my website, which is listed down below in the description box. On my website, there is reviews as well as 3 different payment options. I've been telling people, due to the financial climate of what is happening right now, the phone call and Zoom readings, I am open to working with people who cannot afford the pricing on that. I totally get it, and I know that some people actually prefer a more interactive experience, and honestly so do I, in certain concepts. So yeah, just so that's out there. Also, there are links to my Instagram where I have daily card pulls for the collective energies as well, and then I also do a weekly pick a card series once a week as well, and I'm going to be working on new and different content. Every deck that I use is going to be featured in the description box below as well. These are independent artists, so they fully support themselves on what it is that they do. And I know that also due to the climate of what's happening, they're also being impacted as well. I mean, we all are, so that's that. But if you are someone who is in a position where you can support others, or you can lend a helping hand, these are people that I definitely would recommend supporting. They're good people. I hope everybody's doing well out there. I hope everybody is, kind of finding their way through the experience. I know it's a difficult one. I do think that there's been an interesting, definitely waxing and waning through the anxiety of what the experience is, but I also feel like there are days where it's good, and then there's days where the anxiety just like amps up to 1,000. So I've been telling people to make sure that you're taking care of yourself, especially if you have to take care of others. And make sure you're checking your physical, emotional, and mental health, because all these things are important, right? In terms of survival, or surviving an experience. And yeah, I'm just gonna get started with your reading. I feel like it's time. So let's see, what's happening here with Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for April 15th through the 30th. What's happening here for Gemini, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus? So we have the Wheel of Fortune and the King of Pentacles both in reverse. So you guys might very well be dealing with financial hardship, or it's almost like there could have been personal projects or businesses that you guys were trying to build before this happened, and now there seems to be I don't want to say it's like fully stopped. I mean, it can be at a halt right now. I usually see these cards as more like a period of stasis. I think it's an opportunity to recalibrate the business, look at it differently for when things do finally pick back up. Also, there just is, it seems like there's a need to flip a perspective on something, especially when it comes to what you're committed to at this time. Like, what are you nurturing and what are you growing within your environment? And also, what are you not? And like, what does require or deserve your attention? So let's see what the block is here. That's the block, isn't it? We have the Ace of Pentacles and the Star, both in the reverse. And then we have the Knight of Wands in the upright. So I feel like this is going to be for some of you, right? Not all of you. For those of you where it does come down to dealing with like business and finances right now, I feel like maybe with all this happening and maybe seeing like a pause being put on your own personal growth or the growth within that business or the success within that business, I feel like some of you are, you know, not looking at this as an opportunity at all to recalibrate anything, even though the star is there. That's a very hopeful, far-reaching element. It's really an aspiring card. It's asking you to reach for your dreams in whatever way that means, and to consider what this is right now, what is happening right now, as an opportunity to maybe take something in a different direction for the time being, to still support yourself and your business. Now, with the Knight of Wands there in the upright, it is going to require energy and work out of you, and maybe some of you out there are feeling a little burnout. Maybe there's a lot that you're having to take care of, so you feel like you can't focus on this, which is also fine. It's just food for thought, and it's something to think about. I think there's going to be ways where you can find the balance in between everything that you're having to navigate right now, and still being able to accomplish what can work for continuing to help this business grow in spite of what is happening. Let's see what's happening in the subconscious here for you. What's happening in the subconscious for Gemini? So we have the Eight of Wands. There could be a lot of thoughts happening right now. There could be a lot of communication. Maybe you're thinking about, Tower is on the bottom of the deck, so maybe you are thinking about recent communications or recent interactions. Maybe you have all of a sudden had a lot coming at you, which is making you feel more positive about what is occurring, because I feel like this is a good thing. I feel like this is a good energy. Also, if it hasn't happened yet, it's going to happen soon. So I feel like within the next week, don't be surprised if you get an uptick in people coming to you for things or services or product. But either way, there's a lot of communication, there's a lot of interaction, there's a lot going on here. So it might also even be inspiration for multiple avenues in which you can deal with what's happening. These can be suggestions, these can be multiple opportunities landing in your lap unexpectedly out of the blue. So let's see what's happened in the recent past. In the recent past here for Gemini. We had the World in reverse, so there might have been some cycles that needed to close out or complete in your life, but they haven't fully done that. Thank God we're going to be pulling clarifiers on this, but I do feel like there's still some unfinished business in something. Maybe you thought you completed it or finished it, but it's not. I feel like there's something that's still left open-ended, so that could even be personal resolve, personal closure. Maybe you physically did what you needed to do and said what you needed to say, but they're still having to work through the emotions of the aspect or situation. Let's see what's happening in your higher self. What's happening in Gemini's higher self or conscious forefront mind for April 15th and 30th? We have the Two of Wands and the Fool. So I definitely think you're going to be taking a leap of faith towards something in the near future. There is a choice and decision that is currently on your mind, and you're kind of wondering if, you know, if I do this, is it going to be foolish of me to do this? If I don't do this, is it going to equally be foolish of me not to do this? So I feel like maybe this has to do with what's coming in for you, whatever it is, the communication, the ideas, the interactions. Maybe there is this element of the unexpected that's coming into your world, probably by, I want to say like the 23rd, when we have the new moon in Taurus, because that is about a 7 to 8 day window. And usually when I see the Eight of Wands, to me that's 8 days to 8 weeks, with the Tower as kind of this underlying card behind it. I really think it's going to be sooner than 8 weeks, so 8 days to me is perfect. 8 hours would be absolutely ridiculous from when you watch this video, but it's quite possible. So yeah, I feel like it has to do with whatever this is that's coming in for you. Let's see what's happening in the near future. What's happening in the near future here? What's happening in the near future here for Gemini? We have the Three of Pentacles. So that's working with others. Maybe these are the new projects that are coming in for you. We have the Two of Cups, could involve a very important connection or relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic. Two of Cups to me can refer to soulmate energy, which literally could be a friend, a family member, a fucking stranger you meet on the street. It's just someone where when you interact with them and you have conversation with them, if you have that feeling as if you're just on the same page, on the same level at all times, and that's what that energy is. It's seeing one another for who you are, where you're at, and it's finding healing through that connection, or it's finding a healing experience through being attached to these people. I'm going to pull one more card for this. We have the Hierophant in reverse. So yeah, I don't think it really has anything to do with a long-term commitment. You know, maybe it's about you not being a part of an organization and doing more of like a freelance situation or freelance work. If we are looking at a relationship here, I don't know why I feel like relationships aren't really on the forefront for you guys right now. I mean, they very well could be, but I just feel like, you know, if this was a relationship, I do feel like it has unfinished business attached to it, and I do feel like somebody's going to be taking a leap of faith here to communicate something that's important to them. I think it is going to be unexpected, but I also feel like, you know, if there was any energy of, I don't want to use the word cheating because it doesn't feel like cheating here. I feel like there was an awareness if there was a third party or if there was another person involved. It's just, I feel like there's a movement from being in this space of, you know, maybe there being more than two people in this situation. And I think it is kind of like going down to just two instead of multiple. Like, I feel like there's one connection in particular that's being focused on right now. Let's clarify what's happening or let's see what's happening in the emotional sector for Gemini. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What's happening? So we have the Queen of Wands. You're definitely in a very creative and active energy. We have the Three of Wands here. You might be waiting or anticipating something based on a choice or decision or action you took. And then we have the Four of Cups. You might be in an interesting energy of not feeling as, maybe you've entered into a stage of like lethargy, right? You've become a little lethargic. Maybe you're trying to keep this positive energy up in the midst of everything that's happening. I mean, it's quite possible too, if you're someone making an offer or a gesture towards another person, maybe you feel like it's going to be rejected. Look, whatever it is you're trying to accomplish right now, just do it, because you'll regret it if you don't. I feel like that's the strongest energy I see in this reading, is like, don't take the opportunities and chances while they're there, because what the fuck else do you have to lose right now? That's what it feels like. Like, really, what else do you have to lose right now? I feel like this is a prime time and opportunity for you to do what needs to be done or say what needs to be said. And even though there may be feelings of oscillating back and forth between really positive creative energy and really emotional stagnancy, I think that there's a way to move out of that just by doing what it is you're thinking about. Let's see what's happening around you. We have the Eight of Pentacles, so there's a lot of hard work going on behind the scenes around you, strength in reverse. Maybe somebody is working really hard to either put money aside or save up money because there might be some energy of fear around what's happening. And then we have the Nine of Pentacles reversed and the Two of Swords reversed. Maybe they don't feel as secure as they would like to be in this situation. So they're trying to work really hard in order to find that security. This is definitely a choice that's been made. So if there is somebody around you who's been working a lot and you're worried about that, know that they're trying to discover and find security within themselves and the situation, and this is how they need to do that for themselves. So if there has been arguments or any disagreements, or you feeling unhappy with how much somebody is not around, know that this is what's best for now, and maybe you need to address why you're feeling that way. It's the best way I can say it in the nicest way. Maybe you need to address why you're feeling that way. So let's see what's in the hopes and fears. We have Queen of Cups. I don't know how that could be a fear, but I guess I could see how it could be a fear. maybe you're accessing a place inside of your heart right now, or someone else's, that's a little uncomfortable. Maybe some of the feelings or emotions that you're working through are very deep. Maybe you haven't looked at them or allowed yourself to perceive them in the way that you are currently before. There's just a deep acknowledgement of either fighting, accepting what it is that's going on inside, or fully stepping into it and becoming vulnerable to what it is that you feel inside, or even other people. Allow yourself to move through this space of feeling. I think it's good for you. I think it's very positive. You know, I'm not saying typically air signs don't like to feel, but typically air signs definitely use logic and apply logic to situations to become a little more detached from the emotional aspect of it. So maybe that's why this is coming up in a hope and fear position for you. But I feel like feeling these things will unlock a lot of potential within your creativity or within what you're trying to do. I also think that working through the feelings will allow you to have a lot of clarity. So let's see what's in the far-reaching outcome and advice here for Gemini. Two of Pentacles in reverse, so definitely pick your poison, right? Five of Swords in reverse. Pick your poison and pick your battles. It definitely feels very shit or get off the pot to me as well. Page of Swords, yeah, you're gonna have to maintain a form of disconnect, and you're really gonna have to maintain a form of observing everything around you in order to really discover and access the answers within yourself. Yeah, Page of Cups reversed and Ten of Wands. And maybe you're having to do that. Maybe that's why the Queen of Cups is coming up in the fear or hopes and fears aspect. Because with Page of Cups in reverse and Ten of Wands, it's almost like you might have been moving through a lot of emotions recently. Or maybe over the last 10 months, there's a lot that's happened to you or a lot that's happened in certain situations. Maybe this started back in October. But there's a lot that you've already dealt with and carried. But at the same time, it's like, you're trying really hard to reconcile everything that's happened and everything that's happening. And I do think there's a lot of positive energy in your life right now, but I feel like you're still dealing with what has gone, and you're not seeing what's there, which means you're not investing in what's there. And I feel like that's what this is about. But it's no longer about investing in something through your actions and your actual physical labor. It's about investing the emotion. And in order to invest the emotion, it's requiring you to be vulnerable. And I think that's where the scary part comes up. So I'm only going to clarify for you here because I feel like the story is pretty clear. Actually, I only want to clarify the outcome. I don't know why. I feel like everything that's happening right now is understood, but within the outcome, I'm like, well, should I get off the pot thing? Let me see what the Two of Pentacles in reverse is about. Knight of Swords, yeah, maybe, I mean, that really is shit or get off the pot energy, but it's kind of like, you know, choose what it is that you're going to invest in, because I feel like you keep trying to juggle two very specific things or situations, and you're not able to find the balance within it. I think you've tried for a really long time, and I think at one point maybe there was balance there, but there's not anymore. And I think with everything that's going on, it's actually exacerbating stress and anxiety. And, you know, I think you're trying to figure out so much right now. So just focus on one thing at a time. Let's clarify the Five of Swords in reverse here. Oh yeah, that's a lot of cards. So Five of Swords in reverse, we have Queen of Wands in reverse, Ten of Pentacles in the upright, King of Cups in reverse, Five of Pentacles in reverse, and the Page of Wands in reverse. This is really interesting because I feel like this is about you. It's not about anybody else but you. I think that there are people you've had to detach from in your environment. I think there are people that, you know, you can't help. And I think that these people are trying to help themselves. But I also feel like don't miss this opportunity to do something important with yourself. Because I think you're about to culminate a really intense cycle that you've been going through, and I think that the culmination of that cycle, if you can start committing to what it is that you need, it'll bring you what you need, and it'll bring you more than that. Let's clarify the Page of Swords here. So the Page of Swords, we have the Fool in reverse, Six of Cups, and Strength. So I definitely feel like, you know, with the whole leap of faith, right? Definitely look before you leap. I think you should trust in the process, but I think also this is about having a higher perspective about something. Because there's also this thing of like needing to address whatever has happened in the past, whatever these cycles are that you've been going through. You can find wisdom in that, and you can see how this is a repeat of certain things, and I think it'll help you make different decisions. So with that being said, it is time to make choices about what you're going to invest in for yourself. Other people around you, they are taking care of business, so like don't, you know, I almost feel like it's like, who the fuck cares? But, you know, I feel like I have to say that if there has been any stress put on certain relationships due to people having to really focus in on their stability and what's going on with them and protecting their own sovereign energy or things or money, they need that. Let them have that. I don't think you're trying to take that away from them, but I'm just saying, like, if there has been any stress or strain, maybe this is about mimicking or mirroring their energy. Like, focus on what it is that you need right now. Dive into that 100%, or the energy could always be vice versa. Either way, I mean, I think you've got good stuff coming up. It's just about what you're going to choose to invest in. So we've got, there's a light that never goes out. It's beautiful. I think some of you out there have been burning the midnight oil lately. And then slow and steady. Look, what your heart desires will always be obtainable. The speed and rate at which you get there is determined based upon you. I think there's a way to maintain the course. You don't have to move fast. You don't have to get to the finish line. I think the finish line is a lot closer than you imagine. Just take your time to look at everything that's happening, look and weigh out your pros and cons, your options, and then devote yourself to what it is that needs to be done. We have abundance, so I think that when you invest in these things, it's going to be positive for you. And then we have the universe, because I do feel like you're being helped here. And then we have time. So time is a really important factor. I think you're being given the time to access and invest in something in a different way. And I think that it's crucial that this is happening for you. I think that this is going to change the way that you do certain things. It's going to change the way you choose to invest yourself in yourself. I think you're going to start placing a lot more value on what it is that you do, which I think is incredible. And I think other people are doing that as well. So definitely trust in the process, and don't give up on your goals. I think what you need is going to be coming to you in just the right time. Utilize that new moon energy in Taurus on the 23rd of this month. It's going to be a really nice new moon to set some great intentions around what we would like to see grow in our environment, and what provides us beauty and what provides us security. So definitely focus on that, and continue creating, because you're doing a wonderful job. Just whatever you're doing for your world, keep it going. It's going to be really nice. This has probably been one of the most drastically different reads based upon everything else I've done. I didn't really see love in this, and I think that's because love is the least of your concerns. I think that you've got a lot going on personally within yourself, and I think if anything, it has a lot to do with the relationship that you have with yourself, and the relationship that you have with the commitment towards yourself. Yeah, that feels right. So yeah, thank you for joining me, and if you did enjoy this video, please like, share, subscribe, or comment down below. Like I said, check out the description box. There is my website, link to my Instagram. You can follow me there. That would be awesome. And then, of course, links to support these other fabulous artists who are amazing people. So yeah, take care of yourself, Gemini, and I will see you next time.